Hello guys and girls, Elias is here. In this episode, we will be building a full serverless application from end to end. I'll take you on a journey with me and I'll be sharing my browser, my command line, and my IDE where I write the code. We'll go through all the steps, the design, the infrastructure, and the implementation of the logic itself. We've designed the read layer in the first episode. I highly recommend you watch it first. But in this episode of the series, we will use AWS Step Functions design workflow to design and build the right layer of the application. Let's do this. And here you see that I'm starting to talk about orchestration, right? I will get the request from the queue, the event from the queue, and then I will call this, get the information, call the other one, get the information, merge the data, clean it. So I'm doing orchestration here. And I have a video about the matter using AWS Step Functions. I will link it in the description so you can dive deep into how Step Functions can help you solve this specific problem. And that's exactly what we'll be using to build our solution. So I'm just going to choose my step function here, and within it, so all my write app will be a step function. I can have one Lambda function and have a lot of logic in it. I can have a monolith application here, but step functions are super powerful for this type of application. So first thing is I'm going to have my Lambda function. Just gonna copy this for now. This is gonna trigger my Lambda function. And this Lambda function here, what it's gonna do is gonna get that event and let's say it's gonna format it or clean it. I'm just gonna call it format event. After the event is formatted, we will be making 3 calls to 3 APIs to 3 other domain APIs and get their informations. So these calls, we can make them actually in parallel. So let me show you something super important. So if we go to step function to AWS console and open the step functions here, and I'm actually gonna design my step function in the studio live. So state machines, leave. I'm going to create a new state machine. I want it to be standard. Next. And I start designing, right? So I will have my first Lambda function here. What did we call this one? We called it format event. Format event. And then the second thing is I'm going to be calling 3 APIs in parallel. So I go to the flow and I'm choose parallel execution here. And then I'm gonna drop 3 Lambda functions. This one is gonna be fetch item price, right? This one is gonna be fetch item availability, and this one will be fetch, let's call it description, fetch item description. All right, and now I have 1, 2, 3, so we have 4 steps here. What else? So I get all these 3 actions, these 3 details, and now I want to combine them and merge them. So I will add another Lambda function here that merge data. And you see, this is the beauty of Lambda function. Single responsibility. Everyone does one small thing, and I'll show you why. Because usually when you call microservices, you need to always keep in mind the possibility that the microservice you're calling is not there, or maybe it's throttling, or maybe it's down. So you want to call it again, right? Do a retry. If there's a problem, you want to do a circuit breaker, something like that. So let me show you how we can do this in step functions without even writing one line of code. Fetch item price. This is gonna be calling a different API. So I can either write my code or I can use native step function services. So I will go here to API gateway, and it tells me I can invoke, right? So I'm gonna copy this from here, which basically I can invoke an API, fetch item price, and here I give it the endpoint, of the API I want to invoke, which is something that the other domain shared with me. the method I want it to be a get, and I can pass all the other parameters that I need. The path would be item ID, price, right? Query parameters, I can add all these things here, and that's pretty much it. And I'm going to be doing the same thing for my fetch availability. So the endpoint again is going to be a get, and here again item ID availability. And here's where it gets interesting. So you see that I haven't written any, I don't have to write any code to call these things, and I can even do more than that. I can go to error handling and I can add a retryer. I want to add a new retryer. I want to say, there's different type of errors. If there's a timeout, if heartbeat timeout, if the task failed. So I'm gonna do task failed. If I call this third party or my own, my other team's API and it failed, I want to retry for 3 times with a backoff rate of 1.5 seconds, right? So I retry, then I wait 1.5 seconds, retry again, and then this time is the previous time plus 1.5, right? So it's an exponential backoff. And max attempt 3 times. I can add also another behavior on another error. What if I call it and it's actually times out? So if it times out, I want to actually wait for 10 seconds before retrying, because maybe the API is under a lot of throttling. I want to max 3 attempts, and I want the backoff of 5 seconds. Whatever. I haven't written any code yet, and yet I am orchestrating an application that calls a separate API and handles the errors. This is super important. Again, I haven't written any code yet, and I won't do the same for the other 2, but you imagine that it's going to be the same. All right, so now we have gotten all this data, and the data passes to this function that merged them. So every time I click on a step here, you'll see that it has an input and an output. Format events input is going to be coming from the queue. Its output will be passed into these 3 steps. And so these 3 steps, each one of them will call the API and will put the results in an output. And you can transform the output, filter it, whatever you're going to do with it. Right now, keeping things simple. So I merged the data. Now I'm getting data of these 3, merging it. And you know what? For now, I just want to store it into a DynamoDB table. The old way would be, in this merge data, in this merge data function, I can get the data and then call the SDK, AWS DynamoDB SDK, and call, you know what? DynamoDB JavaScript SDK. It's a put item. And this is my put item, and this is the code, this is how it works, blah, 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 blah. But I'm building step functions. I don't need to write one single line of code. Why? Because native services expose their resources through AWS step function. So when I search here for DynamoDB, I have my put item here, bam. So this merge data step will merge whatever data gets in from the APIs, will put it in the output, and now my DynamoDB put item action reads that from the input, and I can filter it and only get the specific key from all the results that this step passes, right? And go to configuration, put my table name, which is gonna be this table that I created here, item, column, whatever, and all my data will be saved. Again, I can do the same thing for error handling. I want to retry. I can add a new catcher. I can add a new catcher here and say, states all. I don't care about the error. If any error happens, I want to fall back to a new state. And in this state, what I want to do is I want to log it, right? I want to write something in the logs, or I want to send it to a DLQ, or I want to send a notification, or I want to do whatever I want. For now, let's just keep things simple. I'm actually gonna send it to an SNS topic because I know that in that SNS I'm going to be, I'm already subscribed to receive notification via text message or email or whatever. So I'm going to publish. send failure notification. Otherwise, this is my success state, right? So this is just the catch. If there's any error, it will do here. And after this, I want my execution to fail. I don't want it to continue. So in flow, I will choose a fail state. So, and here, if it gets stored directly into the DynamoDB, well, I will choose a success state. And after success state, maybe I want to send actually another SNS that says that, yeah, I want to probably put it here and write send success notification. And you see that I'm getting my ideas and I'm putting them pretty much on paper. And as I am going through them, I'm actually choosing the components. And this is why managed services are super powerful and serverless services are super powerful. And on top of that, Amazon provide us with this design workflow that helps us, you're whiteboarding with your team, you're brainstorming, and at the same time, you're building your solution. And at the end of the day, I will just go to next. It says that I have errors here. Oh yes, okay. Important thing, I didn't specify a real Lambda function. I just put format event here, but it's asked me to create a Lambda function. But look at all what we've done with pretty much 2 Lambda functions. This is the only code that we'll be writing. So format events, you know what, let's do things to right. Enter function name, this is an empty account. I don't have any function name, but let's create a function name. Sorry, let's create a function. Lambda. And you'll get to go through me. After all, I promised you we'll do this exercise end to end. So create application. No, I want functions. Create a function, and I'm gonna call it, what's the name here? Format event. I'm gonna call it format event. Bear with me, I'm not great at namings. I'm going to be using Node 14, architecture. I just wanna keep it simple. Create. It's not that slow usually. That's it. And now if I go back to my diagram, I choose this guy here and I have my format event. Choose it and I will create another Lambda function that's called merge data. Again, default parameters, and that's the one that I will be adding here. Merge data. And this guy is telling me, well, you have no SNS topic. So I'm gonna see if, oh, actually I do have, well, I have a topic here, Glacier notification, whatever. And then topic here, Glacier notification. That's it. Now I can go forward. It generates all this code for me. I'm going to keep this here for now. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna save it so I don't lose it. My state machine, it's actually write, what did we call it? Write app. Login level. I want to log all the events. I don't want to enable tracing. Tagging is super important, but that's for a topic for a separate video. It's creating my step function. And now, what do you know? I have a fully working application minus the code for these Lambda functions, which now they have just a dummy code. Here, rather than writing the same design here, I'm just gonna point to AWS step function and it writes to this DynamoDB table. Interesting. Let's write some code. But that shall be in the next video right here, so just click on it to access it. Talk to you soon and peace out.